How to Overcome Alcoholism Without Joining AA, Part 2. That I want to help other people with the same issues. The alcohol allowed me to take big risks. And those risks provided my brain with a lot of really good feelings and euphoria. And but a lot of those risks that I took while drinking were not good choices at all. They were very damaging in lots of different ways. So as I developed this method, which is the following. Number one, identify what makes you happy. Sit down, write down the things that bring you joy, that, are not harmful to you and others. Something that makes your heart leap, as they say. Okay, once you have that first step, identification of what makes you happy, number two, make an action plan that involves step number one. Start doing the things that make you happy. It sounds very simple, and it's actually not very simple at all, because in between those two steps, there's going to be a number of fears that pop up. For me, I had an intense fear of public speaking, and I actually had to start speaking in public in order to overcome that fear. So the first time I spoke in public, I was terrified and I wanted to run off the stage, but I didn't. I just continued on doing that. Okay, so once you've identified what makes you happy, and you've started taking steps towards getting to that place that makes you happy, you need to, in your times of fear and uncertainty, you need to not use the substance, whether it's alcohol or whatever it is. You need to actually not turn to that. This is going to be the hardest part. How I managed to do this part of it was, I love drawing and doing creative things that are directly connected to my imagination. So what I mean by that is, if you lose your access to your imagination, this is a good way to get it back. Right before you go to sleep, you have all these fleeting ideas, these images, these impulses, and you could even say there's desires in there. Start looking at those things very carefully. Start recording them and looking at your brain as an instrument to tell you what you're interested in. It sounds kind of bizarre, but that's one of the things I started doing was I started noticing the images in my mind that were making me happy, that were exciting me and making me interested in things. So I started taking note of those types of images and then focusing in on what they represented. Now you're at a point of noticing those things that are going through your mind, and you're starting to focus your mind on things that make you happy. That is step number one. The action part, as I mentioned, sometimes fears get in the way. It is essential for human growth that you have to overcome the things and the obstacles that stand in your way to reaching the happiness. Because for me, I short-circuited all those steps, and I used alcohol to get me to that golden land at the end. That was the purpose of the drinking, was I wanted to get over there, and I wanted to do it now. I did not want to take the steps, and I didn't want to grow and go through all the pain of growing emotionally and professionally and all these other things. I didn't want to go through all that. I just wanted the pleasure at the end. And I think that we're in a time period where this is, I think, of becoming a norm. We want instant gratification. We do not want to go through pain anymore in our society. I don't think so.